What's up, everyone? Bass here. Draft day is finally upon us. I couldn't be more hype, and that means this is my very last mock draft version 10.0. And if you are new here, this is where I take the Green Bay Packers, do a full 7-round mock draft every week, every Thursday. This is the last rendition of it, like I said, version 10.0 on draft day. Also, I will be live streaming here on YouTube later today for the NFL draft for round 1, and I will be starting that live stream at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time. And I will also be live streaming tomorrow for rounds 2 and 3, and that will be starting at 6:45 Eastern Standard Time. So make sure to stop on by, get hype, and talk some draft with me. So for today's mock draft, the very last one, I said it last week, I'm going to try to draft like the Packers. And what I mean by that is certain guys that have certain height and weight thresholds, athleticism, and etc. Because the Packers really love to draft athletes. Not that Brian Gutekunst knows what RAS is, but it's a telltale sign that that player, the higher the RAS score, the more athletic they are, and the Packers tend to gravitate towards those type of players. So there may be some prospects I really like, but may not be the type of player the Packers typically draft. So in this mock, I won't be drafting them. And I will also really value the whole best player available in situations because the Packers also do that a lot. But nothing has changed with the Packers team itself since the last mock draft, other than the Darren Waller rumors, which seem won't be happening. So Packers still have a need at tight end, and the other important needs being wide receiver, edge, safety, offensive tackle, and defensive line. All right, so let's waste no more time and bring this screen up and get this draft started. Again, I'm using the Draft Network, and I am using my consensus board, which has been updated, which basically takes 60 plus big boards and basically mashes them all together to make this as realistic as you can get it, in my opinion. So let's get this started. I don't see the Packers trading into the top 10 tonight. I mean, they could. They very well could with the ammo they have. So, I mean, it really depends. I think the Packers aren't going to remain put at 22 and 28. I think any way, shape, or form, whether that be a trade up or a trade down or whatever, is going to happen. Gutekunst doesn't like to sit where he's at in most first rounds ever since he's became the GM. And as we see here, Trayvon Walker goes number 1, which is likely to happen. That's kind of been changing over the last week from Aiden Hutchinson, and I think Aiden Hutchinson is a no-brainer for Detroit. Keep him in Michigan. Sauce Gardner at 3, I really like that pick. They could either go Evan Neal or Sauce Gardner there. Kayvon Thibodeau to the Jets and Evan Neal to the Giants. With the next 5 picks, we have Iguonu to the Panthers, Kyle Hamilton to the Giants, Garrett Wilson, first receiver off the board at number 8 to the Falcons. I could definitely see the Falcons taking a receiver there at number 8. Charles Cross to the Seahawks at 9, and Derek Stingley to the Jets at 10. Now, the next best 2 receivers on the board are Drake London and Jamison Williams. You would assume Drake London will be the next one off the board, likely here to the Commanders. If not, he could fall to maybe, say, the Texans, Ravens, or Eagles. But the Packers, if they were to trade up for a receiver, I think it is likely Jamison Williams. Depending on how this board falls, say if Drake London were to go here, that might be an option for the Packers. And as we see, Drake London did go here at 11 to the Commanders. I believe the Packers have had a lot of talks with Jamison Williams as well as Chris Olave. Both they've been talking to a lot, so landing one of those guys in this first round is likely. But at the same time, don't be surprised if the Packers walk out tonight, whether that be through trades or whatever, or drafting other guys. If they don't end up with a wide receiver tonight, do not be surprised. I know Twitter and social media will explode if that does happen, but I'm just saying, don't be surprised. So I think at either here at 15 or 16, if the Packers were to trade up, say if Jamison Williams fell to this pick, if the Packers were to trade up for someone like Jamison Williams tonight, it's going to be right at either 15 or 16. And using the Rich Hill trade chart, which basically values draft picks, gives them a number, and it's pretty spot on. They'd really only have to give up a third and then maybe say a next year's 5th or something like that, as well as pick 22, of course. But in this case, I'm trying to act as the Packers here, and I just don't know if they're going to give up that capital to pick 15 or 16 when Jamison Williams, Chris Olave, and Treylon Burks are all on the board here, as well as George Pickens, who could end up going to the Packers at 28 or the Chiefs at 29 or 30 there. So I don't know if you necessarily need to trade up here. If Jamison Williams is 100% your guy, you do it. But will he be ready for week 1? He's shown great progress. But with the Packers situation, you kind of want a guy that can play week 1, and that's my only problem. But Jameson Williams is an extreme athlete, a very, very good receiver. If he never tore his ACL, he'd probably and easily be the first receiver off the board, most likely in the top 10, which even could still happen tonight. But I think with Jameson and Olave on the board, you let this ride. Now, likely they would get taken. The Eagles would take one and the Saints would take the other, most likely. So you might look into trading up a little bit to 18 or 19 to grab the one that doesn't get selected, but we still have a fallback option of Treylon Burks. So Jameson Williams did end up going to 16 to the Saints. Pick 18 here, I think the Eagles would select Chris Olave, so who knows if they would even trade this pick, if this is exactly how the board fell. But I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to trade up and finally draft a wide receiver in the first round for the Green Bay Packers since Javon Walker in 2002. Aaron Rodgers clearly has a bigger say now in this team, and I think, although like I said, don't be surprised if the Packers don't draft a receiver in the first round, I think Aaron Rodgers has a little bit more say now, and I feel like it has to happen almost, just for the sake of Aaron Rodgers and the sake of the team. Chris Olave went on record saying he's talked to the Packers a lot, and he says Aaron Rodgers is the greatest quarterback. So it seems like Chris Olave would really, really like to come here to Green Bay. He replaces, a very, very big need. He's a very good route runner, as was obviously Devontae Adams, and I think he could be, a day one starter that gets on board, gets on the same page with Aaron Rodgers. We haven't seen that much in the past, but I think he really would be that. I really like Chris Olave. I know I've mocked him to the Packers in plenty of mock drafts, so that's why I'm going to do it here again, just because I think that is a real possibility. I think the Packers do have their eyes on him. He fits the athletic build. He's a little light at 187 pounds. He'd probably put on a little bit of weight. 6 foot, almost 6'1", a 4.39 40-yard dash, 2.46 20-yard split, 1.45 10-yard split. Vertical's a little low at 32, but a good broad jump at 10'4". So I'm definitely going to do it here. I'm going to trade up and grab our guy. You really don't have to give up much, going by the Rich Hill trade value chart I was talking about earlier, to move up these 4 spots. So four spots. You got to give up a 4th, and then likely a next year's 6th. So we have 2 4th-round picks, the Packers. So to move up and get your guy, I think it's worth it. So I'm going to go ahead and send this, and hopefully they accept. They should. They do. So you go up, you grab your guy, and you draft Chris Olave, wide receiver out of Ohio State, and everyone on Twitter, YouTube, any social media rejoices. The Packers have finally drafted a receiver in the first round. And then the next 5 picks after this, Trevor Penning goes to the Saints. Malik Willis, fell all the way to 20 here to the Steelers. That would be a nice pickup. Treylon Burks goes 21. So if the Saints, or if the Eagles at 18 drafted Chris Olave, which they probably would have, Treylon Burks would have got taken right under our nose right before our pick at 22. So good idea here to trade up, grab our guy. Karlaftis goes to the Eagles with our traded pick there, and Kare Elam to the Cardinals at 23. And then as we see here also at pick 25 and 26, 2 more wide receivers. Jahan Dotson at 25, and George Pickens sneaks into the first round here at 26, which is before I picked 28. So if we didn't trade up and maybe selected someone like Devontae Wyatt or Kenyon Green, we would miss out on these 2 receivers as well and be in a really tough situation. Now, there are other receivers in this draft I really like that are flying up boards, Alec Pierce being one of them. But Kenyon Green here goes to the Bucks, Linderbaum to the Cowboys, and it is our pick here at 28. And there's a few guys on the board that I do like. I do like Devontae Wyatt. I do like Zion Johnson. I really like Daxton Hill. David Ojabo would be a sneaky pick for the Packers here at 28. But with all these guys on the board, I might try to trade back. Like I said, the Packers don't like to stay put in their picks in the first round, and I've already moved up once, so they very well could do that and then still select here at 28. But I think they might try to trade back a little bit if this was the case. So yeah, I really like a lot of the players that are on their board. There's a lot left that I do like. So going down, trading here, I love trading with the Jets in this situation, and I love gaining these 2 picks. This would be huge. Now, in this case, you give up your 28th overall pick and your 59th, but you gain 35th and 38. So we'll pick here again shortly here at 35 and 38, and then still have our pick at 53. So a lot of good picks. We'll have 3 picks in the second round, 2 really early ones, and then we're also gaining a 5th round at pick 163. So go ahead and send this offer. trade out of the first round after selecting Chris Olave and get ready for the next day on Friday with 3 picks in the second round. Would be huge. So let's get to our pick at 35 and see who's on the board. So here at pick 35, I was hoping one of Daxton Hill, Lewis Seen, or Devontae Wyatt fell to 35, and Devontae Wyatt was the one that fell to 35. Now we could go David Ojabo here. I might go David Ojabo if he falls a couple more picks to 38, but this pick is pretty easy Devontae Wyatt for me. The Packers need help down low on that defensive line, and he does exactly that. Now he is a little older. I think he's 24 years old right now, but he checks every single athletic box for the Green Bay Packers. As we see here, elite speed, good agility, a good explosion, good size. Devontae Wyatt would be a very versatile defensive lineman that they could put pretty much anywhere on that defensive line and really just give Kenny Clark some help. As we see here with his PFF profile, a 90.1 overall grade in 2021, 4 sacks, 5 hits, 17 hurries, and pass rush grade 84.0, run defense grade 83.4, 13.1% pass rush win rate, and a 11.5 run stop rate. And I really like Devontae Wyatt. Yeah, he's 24 years old, 6'3", 304 pounds, but he would instantly bolster that defensive line. You can never have enough guys in the trenches. The Packers need another guy down there. Dean Lowry has been average his whole career. Really, other than that, Kenny Clark, Jerron Reed, who they signed, who knows what he'll be. TJ Slayton, rookie from last year, but Devontae Wyatt would bolster that unit instantly. So this pick here at 35 will be Devontae Wyatt, defensive lineman out of Georgia. So here we are at pick 38. Sadly, Ojabo did go right after us at 36, but I think it was pick your poison. You pick Ojabo, Wyatt goes at one of these. You pick Wyatt, Ojabo was going to go at one of these. So you had to choose one, and Devontae Wyatt, in my opinion, was the better choice here. Although, the upside of David Ojabo coming back after that Achilles would be crazy. And the Packers do need an edge, but I love Arnold Ebiketie. I've drafted him many times, but I don't know if he necessarily fits the Packers build, being really short at 6'2.5". The Packers love their edge players to be, freak athletes and tall. Someone like Logan Hall, honestly. But I'm going to go safety here. I think the Packers are going to address safety within the first 4 rounds. I've been saying this. And I think Jalen Petre checks almost everything for the Green Bay Packers. He has played the star role in the Baylor defense. The Packers need a player to do that. Darnell Savage could do that. Jair Alexander could do that. But this would just add another player to an already really good defensive backfield. But they are light on a third safety, very, very light. They have Vernon Scott, who really didn't play at all last year. And Jalen Petre would be a great addition to this defense. And if we look at his RAS here, other than his size, which you'll probably put on some pounds, he's an athlete. He's 8.46 RAS, has elite speed, great agility, good explosion. I mean, he runs a 4.46, 2.57 20-yard split, 1.53 10-yard split, 6.7 3 cone. Jalen Petre, great player, 88.6 PFF grade in 2021. Had 2 interceptions, allowed a passer rating of 55.2. Really like him. He's one of my favorite players in terms of defensive backs early on in this draft. So I think he also fits what the Packers want too. So it's not just, because I love this player. I do think he does fit for what the Packers need. And that's why I am going Jalen Petre, safety out of Baylor here at pick 38. So again, here at 53, I think we're in a situation where a trade down would help us. There's a lot of edges on the board that I do like. Nick Bonito, Cameron Thomas, Drake Jackson, Josh Pascal. I like all these guys. So trading down and gaining maybe a couple more picks would be really ideal here. I'm very tempted to draft Trey McBride, but I might eye a tight end a little bit later. And a trade I have my eyes on is with the Kansas City Chiefs, moving down 9 spots, but gaining a 3rd round pick here. I think that would be great value. It would then give us 2 picks in the 3rd to go with, end on day 2 with 2 picks later in the 3rd, and only moving down 9 spots. Like I said, there's 4 edges here, so likely I will be able to snag one of them or another player. So I'm going to go ahead and send this offer. The Packers, they like to move around a lot, so I'm trying to move around. It's to certain positions that just fit the players that I think the Packers would be drafting better. So here at pick 62, there's a lot of guys on the board that I like, but I'm going to go down the list a little bit and grab a player who's been flying up boards, and that's Alec Pierce, finishing out, adding two, well, not finishing out, but adding two really, really good wide receivers to this offense, and Chris Olave and Alec Pierce, both guys that really do fit that Packers build, especially Alec Pierce. I would love to see him in green and gold. 6'3", 213 pounds. Dude has the speed and insane vertical. Prototypical outside wide receiver. Adding someone like Pierce and Olave would just give the Packers offense so much to work with. And as we see here, the RAS easily fits the Packers thresholds here. 6'3", 211 pounds, elite speed, a 4.41 40, 2.48 20-yard split, 1.46 10-yard split, a 40.5 inch vertical. Like I said, 6'3", 211 pounds. If he's there late in the second, I think the Packers go Alec Pierce. I think he will sneak into the second round. So here at 62, I'm not mad. Reaching up a little bit and grabbing our second wide receiver in this draft, and that is Alec Pierce, wide receiver out of Cincinnati. So here at pick 92, I think it's finally time to address edge. A little later than I would have liked, but a player like Sam Williams, I think, fits that Packers build, and I really, really like him. If we go to his RAS here, this dude is an athletic freak, like I said, exactly like the Packers want. I mean, this dude ran a 4.46 40 at 6'3", 261 pounds. It's absolutely ridiculous. Really good broad jump, shuttle and three cone, also great agility grade, elite speed. Sam Williams also had, where is he at here? He had a 78.1 PFF grade in 2021 with 13 sacks, 8 hits, 40 hurries, a 90.2 pass rush grade, 18.1% pass rush win rate. Honestly, I'm surprised he's not higher. I really am. I really like Sam Williams. Bringing him into the Packers defense as, the third edge rusher, the rotational guy. Really, really like Sam Williams. He's also 23 years old. Right on the top of the board here. I like him a lot better than Sanders, so I am going to draft Sam Williams, edge out of Ole Miss with this pick. And then I am going to trade up. We are pick 103, but there's a player on the board named Jelani Woods that I really, really want. And I feel like the Packers are definitely looking into him. He's raw, but he's the most athletic tight end in RAS history with a 10.0, and I'll show you that in a bit. But Khalil Shakir here at 93 and Martin Emerson at 94. There's no way he would fall to 103, I don't think at all. And this is an easy trade up. You don't really have to give up much other than like a 7th rounder here. So go ahead and send that offer and grab our tight end here. And they do accept it. So they accept it. Jelani Woods, I mean, this guy, I say it time and time again, the sky is the limit. Pun intended, being 6'6", almost 6'7". And I do think he ends up going in the 3rd round. I mean, look at this RAS, a 10.0, which is the best tight end in RAS history. 4.6, 140, 2.62 20-yard split, 1.57 10-yard split. Great agility as well. Elite explosion with 37.5-inch vertical, 10'9" broad, 6'7", 24 bench reps, 253 pounds. Yeah, this guy would be a huge addition, and maybe not year one, but he would replace Mercedes Lewis after this year and be a vertical tight end through the middle of the field as well. He would just add what I've wanted the Packers to have for a very, very long time. So this pick's easy for me. I'm going Jelani Woods, tight end out of Virginia here. Here at pick 132 in the 4th round, got to do the most Packers thing ever and draft an offensive lineman in the 4th round, because every time they do that, that guy seems to end up a beast. And I'm going to go Kellen DIESCH here. He fits the Packers build athletically, easily, and I'll show you here with the RAS, a 9.75, 6'7", 301 pounds, 25 bench reps, elite explosion, elite speed, and great agility. It was between him and Zach Tom, but I do like DIESCH a little bit more. Both left tackles. I think Zach Tom has some center snaps in 2019, but both left tackles. But the Packers are going to need another tackle. They need another tackle regardless. If they were to put Josh Nijman over at right tackle to start, they're going to need a backup tackle, and Kellen DIESCH would be exactly that. I really, really like him out of Arizona State here. If we go to his PFF grade real quick and bring this up, as we see here, an 87.2 grade in 2021, a pass block grade of 89.4, only gave up 2 sacks, only gave up 3 sacks in the last 3 years. Absolutely ridiculous. Really like Kellen DIESCH here in the 4th round. Easy pick for me. I think the Packers would address linemen in the 4th round, or they're going to need to in this draft regardless. But 4th round, hey, it's worked in the past in the 4th round with the Packers for linemen. So I'm doing it here. It's a very Packers thing to do. KELLEN, DIESCH here, offensive tackle out of Arizona State is my pick. With this pick here at 163, I'm going to double dip into the edge position and get another edge selection here in Amari Barno from Virginia Tech. Again, I'm just following the Packers thresholds and what they like, and here it is. Amari Barno, RAS 9.18, a 6'4", 246 outside linebacker edge that ran a 4.36. I mean, look at this speed, 10, 10, 10. Absolutely ridiculous. Just a complete athlete, and that's kind of the running theme here, but that's exactly what the Packers like. 72.3 grade in 2021 for Virginia Tech, 3 sacks, 7 hits, 22 hurries. Would be nice adding him to this team along with Sam Williams at the edge. Those two guys, that would create such a great rotation there in the edge room, not to mention Tipa Nalia and John Garvin still. You'd have 5 guys that, 5-6 guys that are all good. So Amari Barno here, good, I think a great selection in the 5th round. Going him edge out of Virginia Tech here. Here at pick 171, we do have 2 5th-round picks due to some trades, and he's right at the top of the board. Now, I don't know if the Packers would necessarily draft Tyquan Thornton. He fits the height threshold, but not the weight at all. I mean, this dude is light, and his speed shows that. I mean, he's 6'2", almost 6'3". Well, not almost 6'3", but 6'2", 0.3, and 181 pounds. That's the problem there. And you can't just be like, well, he's gained weight. But then, he loses his great advantage of speed. As we see, elite speed here. A 4.28 40, 2.46 20, and a 1.41 10-yard split. Absolutely ridiculous speed. Tyquan Thornton here, an 82.9 grade in 2021, had 62 receptions, 941 yards, and 10 touchdowns. And to be quite frank with you guys, I don't see him falling to the 5th round just based off of his 4.28 speed. Just do not see it happening. I think a team will snag him in the 3rd or 4th round just because of that. Probably the Raiders and the ghost of Al Davis. But Tyquan Thornton here, this would be a nice player, like almost a luxury pick at round 5. I feel like we have a lot of good players so far, and I don't know if the Packers would draft 3 receivers after signing Sammy Watkins. Then it kind of puts them in a situation where, they might have to keep 7 receivers, which is odd for them, but, you can never have enough talent. And I think Tyquan Thornton here at pick 171 would be a great low-risk, high reward type of selection. So that's what I'm going to do. BPA as well. So at pick 171, I am going Tyquan Thornton, wide receiver out of Baylor. So here with our last pick in this mock draft at pick 228, I'm going to add a linebacker, another athlete, and why not add another linebacker with the last name Campbell and see what happens. Chance Campbell from Ole Miss. If we go to his RAS, and I know I sound like a broken record here, but extreme athlete, 9.70 RAS, 6'2", light, 232 pounds, but explosion grade, elite, great vertical, great broad, elite speed, 4.57 40, 2.63 20, and 1.55 10-yard split. And he would be a nice developmental linebacker, contribute on special teams. He's a solid player, and I think he's a good player for the 7th round. And like I said, would contribute on special teams day 1 and just be one of those developmental linebackers and likely be already better than Ty Summers. So I'm going to go with Chance Campbell here at 249 to round off this, or sorry, at 228 to round off this draft. All right, so that does it for my final Green Bay Packers 7-round mock draft for 2022. And man, it has been a fun 10 weeks. I love doing these mock drafts. I love discussing and learning about the players. Compared to week 1 to now, I've learned so much about these prospects, and I couldn't be more excited for these next 3 days to see what the Packers and every other team actually does. The draft is one of my favorite times of the year. So for this mock draft 10.0, I wanted to really draft like the Packers. And I know that's hard to do because they're so unpredictable, but there is a few things that the Packers like. Athletes and certain thresholds for positional values. So with this, I tried to match those. That's why I consistently was telling you the RAS score of a guy, size, and all that. So with our first pick, we did trade up and snagged our guy, Chris Olave. He wouldn't have fell to 22, and I don't even think Traylon Burks would have fell because he went at 21. So getting up to grab our guy who has had contact with the Green Bay Packers. has said Aaron Rodgers is the greatest quarterback. I would love to pair him with him after he said that. It seems like he wants to be in the green and gold, and I think he would flourish in this offense year one. So drafting him at 18, love that. Traded out of 28, picking up 35 and 38, and we got Devontae Wyatt and Jalen Petre. If Wyatt falls to 35 and the Packers have that pick, that's an easy selection for me, regardless of his age. He can contribute day one. The Packers are in a win-now situation, so a more pro-ready player like Devontae Wyatt might be a good selection, or will be a good selection if they do that. Can play anywhere on the defensive line, is versatile, would give Kenny Clark finally some help. Jalen Petre, a player I like, but also fits that Packers mold. Can play the star, can play slot, can play deep safety, can play in the box. Very, very versatile player. The Packers love those type of guys. And Jalen Petre gives them they have a desperate need at third safety, and that's exactly what Jalen Petre would bring to the Packers defense. Really, really like that pick there. And then we pick at 62. Some people may be like, oh, well, you reached, but I'm telling you, ALEC Pierce will go in the second round tomorrow. And ALEC Pierce would be an amazing addition to add on top of Chris Olave at pick here, 62. 6'3", 213 pounds, elite speed, elite vertical, prototypical outside receiver, would complement Chris Olave so well, and he just screams Packers. I mean, he could be the second coming of Jordy Nelson. Who knows? But at pick 92, Sam Williams, a guy who produced at Ole Miss. 6'3.5", athletic, real athletic edge. I think he had 13 sacks last year at Ole Miss. Just ridiculous. Really like Sam Williams. Fits the build for edge at the Green Bay Packers. And speaking of fits the build, Jelani Woods here at pick 95. Absolute freak athlete. Best tight end via RAS of all time. Most athletic tight end, should I say. And I would just love to add him to the tight end room. Although he might not contribute a ton year one, he will take over that Mercedes Lewis role. He would take over any role the Packers want in their offense for a tight end. He could do it all, in my opinion. He is raw. He needs to be coached up, but what better than the Green Bay Packers? And at pick 132, here we go, probably the most Packers pick on here. Kellen DIESCH, a offensive tackle in the 4th round, and an absolute unit at 6'7", 299 pounds. Could play, depth tackle for the first few years and develop into a quality starter. That seems to be the case with all these 4th round guys the Packers have drafted in the past, and I think it would be no different with Kellen DIESCH here at pick 132. At 163, took the upside of another extreme athlete, surprise, and Amari Barno, who ran, a ridiculous 40. I think it was like a 4.36 or something ridiculous, like a 4.34, something ridiculous for an edge player. 6'5", 245 pounds. Would love to add him to the group with Sam Williams. Two very, very good athletes at edge. And another fast player at 171. Surprise, surprise. Tyquan Thornton, 4'2", 40. Really light at 177 pounds. I think PFF or RAS has him at 182. But he's 6'2", so at least he fits that threshold for the Packers. And Chris Olave and ALEC Pierce are fast on their own. But Tyquan Thornton is... he makes fast dudes look not so fast. So shout out Longest Yard, greatest movie ever. Tyquan Thornton would be awesome addition as a third receiver. Who knows if the Packers would draft someone like Tyquan Thornton, or if they would even draft a third receiver after signing Sammy Watkins. But hey, if it's Tyquan Thornton in the 5th round, low risk, extremely high reward. I'm all for it. And to round out the draft in the 7th round, we do pick Chance Campbell, another athlete. 6'2", 0.25, 233 pounds. Developmental linebacker. And like I said, don't mind drafting a linebacker with the last name Campbell and seeing what happens. Would contribute on a special teams day one and really just hopefully become, a developmental guy. So that does it for this mock draft. I want to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. I know this video only has a few hours to simmer and kind of gain, talk in the comments until the actual first round happens tonight, which again, I will be live streaming. So please come on by, join me, have some fun, talk draft, talk the Packers. I'll be here tonight starting at 7:30 Eastern. But like I said, let me know what you think of this mock draft. I tried my best to replicate what the Packers usually do. So let me know down in the comments below. And if you are new here and want more Packers news, analysis, and updates regarding the draft, free agency, salary cap, all that, make sure to go down and click the subscribe button. If you guys could also please leave a like on the video, it helps out my channel a ton. But that about does it. I'll catch you all in the next one, and as always, go Pack Go.